drivers must love you.
Yeah, not so much.
All right, guys, we're going to be starting with Cody's car, Project Blitz. So the reason for that is we already have some video of this car that we've shot, and we want to make sure that we show it to you guys while it's still kind of fresh. That way you guys are seeing actively what we're working on instead of just some of these recap videos, because some of the cars that we're recapping are going to take a little bit of time. So for now, we want to show you what we're actively working on, and that is currently his car. So we're going to start with that. The other reason is I shot a lot of that video either on a cell phone or on an older camera. We're already using a newer camera and newer software to try and give you guys better video from the beginning. So please forgive us for some of the lower quality footage, but we're trying to give you guys everything we got. That way you can catch up and be recapped on the progress we've made so far in the last year. All right, Cody, what do we got here?
So what we got a 1972 Opel GT. It's got a 1.9 4-liter inline 4 with a 4-speed. All about pushing about 60, 70 horsepower to the wheel, about 90 to 100 to the flywheel. Little inline 4, little economy car.
So what do we know about this car? Where'd it come from? How'd you get it?
Well, I fell in love with this thing after this car. I fell in love with this car after you actually picked up your GT6. Started looking at the same time frame, same era cars. Saw this one and fell in love with it. So what we did is some online research on the way back from Hot August Nights, and ended up finding this guy in a dirt lot in Temecula. Guy had owned it. It's been a California car since its inception. But he got tired of it. He didn't want to keep putting money into it and trying to make it original. So we picked it up, and we're autocrossing it next.
And what is the full goal? What are we going to accomplish with this car? What's the plan? What is the purpose of this car going to be? What are we trying to do?
We're halfway through with the Miata swap that we're planning for this thing. So it's getting a BP4 out of a Miata with a 5-speed. Probably going to keep it NA for a little bit, and then we're looking at boosting it after that. Because at the end of the day, she'll beat the Miata boys, but she's still got to keep up with the GT6. She's got to keep up with Bronson.
So what are some upcoming projects? What's next? So we obviously have the motor swap coming. We've already worked with the donor car. We've already got that pretty well stripped. Yep. That footage is coming soon. But we've already got that motor pulled out. We're going to be working with that here in the near future. Yep. But what else is on the docket? Obviously, it's not going to make... We're not going to go full race car. We're going to be trying to work on a street car type application. So what else do you want to do?
So I'll give you a little breakdown of what we've done so far. So we got the front lip that we've done, a little front splitter off the front bumper that we've done, fiberglass and then aluminum. And then I went ahead and had a little bit of fun with some expanding foam and fiberglass and made my own spoiler. And given the shape and the body lines of this car, I've always kind of been in love with this big flat back end that it has, and decided I wanted to have a very vertical, very downforce inducing rear spoiler. So made that up and just kind of threw a paint job on it and got it strapped to the car. Next, we're looking at rear diffuser up underneath the car. We're going to do some kind of rear diffuser on that and get that all styled out.
We've got the traditional parachute hanging out underneath the back axle here, and this is a straight axle car. So at some point, it'll probably end up getting a rear end upgrade. Is that a thing?
Probably Chevy 10 bolt. This stock rear end is not going to hold up to the horsepower that we're going to try to throw at it.
What are we trying to throw at it? What do you have in mind?
Being as you only have to beat me.
Well, you're sitting at 220, 198 roughly. So I got a straight axle, 10 bolt NA. I'm going to be sitting somewhere around $150. I'm going to do some upgrades to the NA motor. And then when we boost it, I'm going to crank it all the way up to about 260. Hopefully pushing somewhere about 210, 215 torque. So I'm going to have the power to make it happen. I just got to contain it because it's going to be much like Bronson. It's going to be a 200 plus horsepower.
We're going to turn the rear end into coffee grounds.
We're going to turn the rear end into coffee grounds. It's going to be a 200 horsepower, 200 plus torque car at less than 2,000 pounds. So it's going to be a little go-kart.
So let's talk about the interior.
Yeah. So what we have, I've done a lot of work on ripping out the original interior. Been on my downtime starting to do some templates and working on renditions of door skins, color combinations, brush stylings. It's not done yet. It's getting there. It's just a rough draft for now. Also, we're going to look at doing the Miata seats in the interior. The back end behind the seats is going to get full aluminum paneling.
Come over your shoulder on this side.
The interior and the back is going to get full aluminum paneling to replace what was there originally. And it's going to eventually have speakers, and it's going to be fully customized with that badass bead roller we just got. Planning on doing some Opel Blitzes in the aluminum. And it's all going to be color combo matched to the outside of the car. Quirky thing about these Opel GTs is they got this fancy little lever right here, and it's actually mechanically actuated headlights. So step one, get somewhere stiff to grab. Steering wheel is always a good point. Step two, we're gonna go here. We're just gonna shove it forward. People at the car shows, man, they love it. They're never expecting it. Everybody knows the Miatas and the Corvettes have the flip up headlights, and nobody's ever seen the rollover headlights. It's just a whole nother ball game, and people fall in love with this car immediately.
So how often are you requested to flip the headlights when we get to car shows?
Every time. Every time I show up, every time I leave the car, every time I come back to the car, and every time anybody goes, "Oh, that's an Opel?" And I have to do this and that multiple times. So we have some footage of us actually tearing apart the Miata to get the motor and trans out, as well as the fuel system, the radiator, and other components we're going to use in the swap. So once we get that footage uploaded and processed, we're looking at getting this thing into the garage and start pulling all the original Opel stuff out so we can get the BP swapped in. It's going to be a lot of custom fab work going into the engine bay just to get it in. We got motor mounts, we're changing the radiator support, we got duct work going in the front, nose cone. We got a lot of work on our hands.
We're also going to be cleaning up the engine bay substantially while we've got it open.
Substantially, and we're looking at a couple different options of maybe widening out the footwell on the driver's sides for heel toes, and making sure that we can do that, because currently we can't. It's virtually impossible. So there's a lot of work coming up. There's a lot of stuff we're going to do to this car, but it all starts with getting this over to the garage and getting the Opel stuff out so we can start swapping this thing. We got a lot of stuff in the pipes for you guys. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give us some information, let us know what you want to see on this build. We got a lot of work coming up between fabrication, engine trans swap, body work, some aesthetic things, some aero things. Let us know what you want to see. We'll get a little more detailed and give you guys some deep dives into the actual individual processes that we're doing.
All right, guys, that does it for this one. That is your official update on Project Blitz. So we've got a lot of other things going on, but go ahead and let us know what you want to see, and we're going to catch you on the next one. But for now, it's time for tacos. It is Tuesday after all.